What's up guys, it's Drake here, and here we have the Abyss right here. Obviously, you might be asking, why is the Abyss white? It's because the Abyss is level 200 plus. So you're wondering why I'm actually making a recast guide. It's to actually help you guys out and make sure you understand how to get the best optimal Abyss damage, which in my case is going to be 34.2 billion damage, which is insane, absolutely insane. Obviously, we have Black Forest, Eternal Sugar, Blueberry Pie, Wedding Cake, and Twizzly Gummy. This is going to be the most optimal team possible inside of the guild battle. So let's get right into the build. So these builds are going to be very, very, very important. There are going to be some minimum attack speed and cooldown subs you absolutely need to hit. So do make sure you do hit those. This is also for high-end players, so keep in mind. So going straight off with Black Forest, as you can see, you absolutely need 34 speed. No more, no less. 34 speed, hit that, you're good. Focus the rest of your subs into straight just crit and attack. My crit is a little low, but obviously yours is not going to be as good as this. My toppings are much more optimized than usual. So as you can see here, 34 attack speed, 59.3 crit. Well, you're going to want to get as much crit and attack as possible. As you see here, crit attack on my toppings, 14 attack speed on my toppings, because I used my anniversary biscuit here and I got 10, 10, 7, 7. You want 2 attack speed lines that need to be 10. They need to be 10 if you want to absolutely get your Black Forest optimized. Having maxed crit lines as well isn't as important, but still, yes, it is, because you want to be aiming for upwards 75% crit. Obviously, that's a really good benchmark to get. Adding on the whistle to that, that's 90.27 crit. So Black Forest is going to be critting a lot. Also, attack speed, they want the rope. So you need 34 attack speed, stack as much attack crit as you can. That's going to be it for Black Forest. Remember, 34 attack speed. You absolutely need 34 attack speed. That is required. Now, Eternal Sugar here is going to be running, it's not going to be that strict. You're going to want a 4 poison damage biscuit as I have here. It doesn't have to be that high. I mean, I'd say probably 57 plus. Mine's a little low. 3 apple jelly, 2 raspberries, and a rasp tart, and then attack and crit, and then no other stat just really matters. I mean, you can add a little bit of cooldown, which also does kind of matter. I do have dead subs. It doesn't really matter that much, right? ES is not going to be the main damage dealer here. ES is mainly going to be used for the buff that she does give to the entire team, which is going to be the all allies damage plus 25%. So that's going to be enabling Black Forest and Blueberry Pie to do 25% more damage than they normally do. So that's OP. Remember, attack, crit, some cooldown is fine. Work around it if you can. I obviously have some dead subs on here, so it doesn't really matter because I focused super high on the attack and crit and didn't really care about the cooldown. So remember, focus high on the attack and crit. You don't really need to care about any other stat. Having some cooldown is fine. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's going to be it for Eternal Sugar. Probably the least build focus that you're need for her. And remember, Eternal Sugar's crit is going to be not as high as Black Forest, but pretty up there. Remember, plus the whistle on there, so you get 78.6 crit. So the higher the crit, the better. Now for Blueberry Pie, Magic Candy has to be at level 30. 100% has to be at level 30. Mine is at level 30. You absolutely need that. That is going to be key, because as you can see here, the Magic Candy here, team's electricity type crit damage changed to plus 20% from 17.5 and 15 for 10 seconds. So that's 20% crit damage, and you're completely building this team all around crit. So it's very, very, very important that you do hit that plus 30 for Blueberry Pie. And even the jump from plus 10, plus 20, plus 30, there's just so important to get on Blueberry Pie. So baseline, you absolutely need 30 Magic Candy level. And for the toppings, you need 33.1 attack speed or more. I have 33.5 here because some of my toppings over cap, which is fine, right? Absolutely at minimum 33.1 attack speed. Getting a little bit more, see I have 33.5, doesn't really matter that much. You need 4 apple jellies for the toppings. So 4 apple jellies, 1 caramel tart, and all of these subs, you're gonna want attack speed. This is my really bad topping. You want attack, speed, and crit. See, attack, speed, crit, attack, speed, crit, all of the above, and a really high caramel tart. And also for your Blueberry Pie, you're gonna want a full electric damage biscuit. See, mine, I do need to roll that 14.7 into a 15 so I get the perfect 60. I don't think your electric damage is gonna be as good as mine if you're not in a top guild. So as you see, 59.7 electric damage is going to help a lot. That is the only reason why I'm going to be able to hit this high, is due to my electric damage on Blueberry Pie. It's kind of like the water damage on Menthol for Machine God, but again, it's not the same. And also, one thing you do need to be hitting is max crit, which is 54% right here. You need to hit max crit, then you can go more into attack speed subs. Not attack speed, attack subs. 69, so like it's 70 plus the crit you get from Wedding Cake. All right, Wedding Cake crit. So for Black Forest, I completely forgot. So everyone should be getting 100% crit here. Remember, so that's 54 for the crit cap on Blueberry Pie if you're running this team, obviously, should be. And then you need to focus everything else on your attack subs. Remember, Strange, no damage resist. This is guild battle, right? So remember, for Blueberry Pie, most important cookie along with Black Forest, 54 crit, 33.1 attack speed minimum, plus everything else on attack subs. Now for Wedding Cake, you're going to want to run the full cooldown biscuit. As you can see here, full magic cooldown. You do need it to get really, really high as well. As you can see, Wedding Cake is going to be a very demanding cookie for cooldown, as the requirement you need is between 47.9 and 48.2 cooldown. You shouldn't go much higher than that. And then after you get, obviously I have the 47.9, after that you need to focus the rest on crit and attack. Remember, as you can see here, the optimal build for the best possible damage is going to be 3 apple jelly and 3 choco. Obviously choco tart, because that's easier to get max. If you can't meet the cooldown requirement, you can put on some dead subs, which will kind of stink, but you do need to make sure you meet that cooldown requirement. My toppings may be bad, but at least I don't have any dead subs, and I'm making that cooldown requirement just so I can get the maximum amount of crit and attack, so Wedding Cake is able to do more damage. Remember, 47.9 to 48.2 cooldown. Don't go much higher than that, just to be safe. So here's Twizzly right here. As you can see, for the topping requirements, it's going to be a Tainted Electric Biscuit. As you can see, electric damage 20% with 3 cooldown lines. The cooldown does kind of fluctuate a little bit. You don't need exactly the maximum amount of lines. There is going to be some leeway there, so that is going to help a lot. In the ideal build here is going to be 3 apple jellies, 2 chocos, and a choco tart, which is easier to get max, obviously, to get your max substats there. You're going to want 40.5 plus cooldown and 13.2 plus attack speed. See, I have more and I have more. Good. I'm overcapping a little bit, but I don't want to optimize that much. It really is only like going to be a plus like a couple 100 million. Not even, no, not 100 million, just like a million or two. So it's not going to be that big of a difference, right? So remember, very, very, very key, important things to remember. 34 speed on Black Forest. Attack and crit on Eternal and Sugar. Having some cooldown does help. Blueberry Pie, 33.1% attack speed plus. Get that electric damage up all the way. And also 54 crit you absolutely need on Blueberry Pie. Wedding Cake, remember, 47.9 to 48.2 cooldown. Don't go much higher than 48.2. Then focus the rest on attack and crit subs. Now for Twizzly, remember, you absolutely need to remember 40.5 plus cooldown, 13.2 plus attack speed. That is what you need to hit for Twizzly, as well with the electric damage Tainted Biscuit, which is going to give you a bit of a damage increase from Twizzly. Let's go right into the timings. All right, so let's get the run underway. So as you can see here, before we even do anything, you need to think to yourself, how do I cast my Wedding Cake? So I'm going to put up an image on the screen right now on where you should exactly cast your Wedding Cake. So as you can see, you're going to be casting Wedding Cake when Blueberry Pie is halfway through the 2-second cooldown while running up to the boss, and just watch as I do it right here. See, 2 right there, halfway between, Wedding Cake goes. Perfect. Now, cue Twizzly. Now here's where things get a little tough. This is where the frame perfects are going to come in. So at 58.813, you have to use your Black Forest after your Twizzly goes, right? You have to let your Wedding Cake cast as well here. That's very important. So watch here. Twizzly goes, cue Wedding Cake. Wedding Cake goes. Now we have to watch out for the frames. So at 58.813, Black Forest is going to go. There you go. Couple frame leeway, which is going to be good. Remember, 58.813 is going to be where you want to cast your Black Forest. You can obviously spam, pause, and play to get it perfectly on the dot, but if you cast your Black Forest right, you're going to do a lot of damage. If you don't, then you're going to lose a lot of damage. So it's very, very, very important that you do make sure you cast these timings right. So now at 58.500, you're going to want to use your ES. There's a 2-frame leeway there, so it's going to be 3 frames in total that you can cast your ES without losing damage. So as you can see here, I cast my ES at 563. That is the leeway, that is called the 2-frame leeway, right? I can get it a little bit early and it won't matter that much. Now, Blueberry Pie is going to need to be casted at 56.500 to 56.375 to guarantee the 4 greed stacks. So the optimal greed stacks on your Blueberry Pie is going to be 4. This is kind of like the 288 donut for those who remember. If Blueberry Pie has more, 5 or 6, she will recast later. If she has less, 1, 2, or 3, she will cast earlier. The difference in cast times between 3 and 4 is minuscule, but still affects her damage. So it's very, very, very important to note that. So here's the BBP cast coming up at 5. There we go. Now, what you want to do is cast your Wedding Cake and Twiz. There you go. Now here, cue your Eternal Sugar. Watch here. Watch very, very, very closely here. And also, you got to check your BBP greed stacks here as well. See, right there, I have 4. 4 is good. 4 is very, very, very good. That means you're on the right track. 4, you're going to get the best damage. Anything more, a little bit less. Anything less, you're kind of cooked. So after you cue your ES, you have to delay your Wedding Cake and your Black Forest, right? Now here comes another frame perfect timing. So you're going to have to dual cast your Wedding Cake and Black Forest at 41.188. It's easy because it's 1 frame after ES cast after the bite. So it's going to be, just watch right here. ES is going to go, then you spam them right there. And then, as you can see, it goes a little faster. So cue your Twiz again, hit there, hit your Wedding Cake as soon as it's up, hit your Twiz, and it's pretty much smooth sailing from here. You should know that you did it right. As you can see, the greed stacks right there on Blueberry Pie. The hard part is over. Now we just have to coast to the finish, right? Cue your Black Forest, Wedding Cake, ES. Now, after these 2 skill casts, you want to queue your blueberry pie, right? To make sure you get that recast off. Spam wedding cake, hit blueberry pie. There you go. And now pretty much just spam everyone as there's only 3 seconds left. So as you see here, 34.2 billion damage. Very high. Insanely good. And as you see here, your stat sheet should kind of look like this. See here, Black Forest doing 55 mil and Blueberry Pie doing 69 mil. Not mil, bill, I mean. Absolutely crazy. So if your stat sheet doesn't look like this, with Twizzly 3%, Wedding Cake 4%, it can vary, but do make sure your Blueberry Pie is doing a lot of damage. That is going to be very, very important, as you see here. Obviously, everyone's doing a crap ton of damage, so you got to make sure your Black Forest is up there as well as your Blueberry Pie. And if your ES or Wedding Cake or Twizzly is lacking damage, it might be because of your attack and crit subs, but remember, always hit the important subs beforehand. And without further ado, that is going to be the end of the Recast Abyss guide. So remember, thank you so much to the Gatekeeper and Origin Guild as a whole, as well as the entire Molds Collective for letting me share this guide with you guys. This is going to be the best Abyss guide out there. Best high-end one, obviously you get 34+ billion. You're obviously not going to get 34 billion if you don't have the higher specs like I do on the Blueberry Pie. You don't have 59.7 on Blueberry Pie, that's just not going to happen. But it will help you get 30+ billion at the minimum if your account is low. Maybe 31, 32. It depends on your specs, right? And also your guild relics also depends. So you're not guaranteed 34 billion damage. But as you can see here, 34.2, crazy damage we didn't even imagine. And also, why are we not using the red whistle? Because Black Forest is not an element. We're going to be sacrificing so much damage from Black Forest, but Blueberry Pie won't be able to keep up. So that's why we're using the normal whistle. And that's why the damage jump between Old Abyss and New Abyss right here isn't going to be as much as it used to be. And remember, this is kind of tough to make, so make sure to do subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and let me know how I did on this guild video. I'll see you guys in the future, right? Bye-bye.